Let's talk ride cymbals. Hi, I'm Felipe Drago. Welcome to Drago Drums. And today I decided to talk about something that's very important, which is the ride cymbal. The right ride cymbal can make or break your gig, your recording, sometimes even the sound, the overall sound of your kit, right? As you can see here by these four cymbals, I have the tendency of liking dry ride cymbals. It fits my sound and I love it. And I'm gonna start talking about, we're gonna talk individually about each one of them, but I'm gonna start talking about this one, which is a Zildjian K custom dry ride 20 inches. And this is the oldest cymbal I have at the moment. I bought in the mid-90s in LA when I was living in LA. And I fell in love with the sound of a dry ride cymbal. And that was it. That was the first one I bought, the first of four, 4.5. We're gonna talk about that, this one at the end later. And during many years, that was the only ride cymbal I got, all right? So this is Zildjian K custom dry ride, bought in the mid-90s. Then I have a variety of cymbals here. This is the second oldest one. It's almost 20 years old. It's a Brazilian brand. Crest is B8. Everything else obviously is B20, but this one is B8. And it's a very good ride, believe it or not, even though being B8 has a very nice ping to it. And when I went back to live in Brazil, I had a deal with Crest cymbals, and I still have this ride because sometimes, depending on the kind of recording I have, this is the one. So in order of, not really any particular order, in order of the way they are here, this is a Sabian HHX Fierce Ride 21 inches. This is an amazing cymbal. This is a Sabian HH Garage Ride 18 inches. We're gonna talk about it in length, and I'm going to show you something very impressive. The one I said before, the Zildjian K custom dry ride 20 inches. This is a Sabian signature Encore ride 21 inches. This is a Sabian Vault V ride 20 inches. This is the almighty Paragon, the cymbal developed by Neil Peart, 22-inch Paragon ride. This is the Crest 20-inch medium ride, and this is an AAX Sabian stage ride 20 inches. Some general things about these cymbals here. One of the most versatile cymbals I've ever played. Good for rock, good for blues, good for pop. Not so good for jazz, but then it's a different thing. But for pop, rock, and blues, it's amazing. This is a great stage cymbal because it cuts right through. There's no way people are going to say, I couldn't hear your ride cymbal with this one here. But the most amazing one is this one here because it's only 18 inches and sounds deep and low and dry and amazing. It's the smallest one, is the lowest one in the bunch. So I'm going to start with this one, and you're going to see how low it is compared to the other dry rides. So the smallest one is the deepest one, believe it or not. Okay, this signature is also good for a classic rock gig, where if you want use as a crash ride. So if you're playing Led Zeppelin, that's amazing. Okay, so let's talk about them individually now. The first two are in a particular order, but the rest are not. The other 6 cymbals are not. So yes, I have 8 ride cymbals. Too much? Not enough? I don't know. I'm happy. Probably will be happier if I buy more ride cymbals. I might in a couple months' time do another video with more ride cymbals. Anyway, I digress. Here we have the very first dry cymbal I bought, the one that started it all. It is the Zildjian K custom dry ride 20 inches. The story was, I was living in LA, I was attending at Maya at the time, and a friend of mine from Brazil was visiting, and he wanted to buy this cymbal, right? Not this specific one, but he wanted to buy this cymbal. And so I went with him to a very famous music shop there, Guitar Center, and he knew exactly what he wanted. He talked to the salesperson, said he wanted a custom dry ride Zildjian K. The guy brought a couple, and he tried and I tried. The moment I tried, I fell in love. This was like the sound I've been always looking for. By the way, all I'm using is this lapel microphone, so there's no sound treatment, nothing. This is the sound as real as we can get on a video, right? All of them are going to be like that. Going back. So even though I play wood tip sticks, always done, I like the sound of my ride cymbal to be well defined and crisp. It suits my sound. And the moment I played this cymbal, it was like that aha moment. So we ended up leaving Guitar Center with two cymbals. This is one of them, bought over 25 years ago. And it still sounds amazing, even though it's not exactly for rock, because it suits my sound, the sound I want to have. And I play mostly rock. This is amazing. And obviously, if you're gonna play jazz, swing, it's not very good for crash, but has an amazing bell. And I am a big fan of bells, right? The ride cymbal bell. And so for a long, long time, this was the only ride cymbal I had. Now, this one, I decided right after the first cymbal, this one, because this was another aha moment. This is a Sabian HH Garage Ride 18 inches, okay? As you heard when I played all the cymbals, this is even though it's the smallest one, it's the deepest, lowest, driest. Amazing, right? It was developed by drummer Klaus Hassler, and it started when he had a conversation with Jim Chapin. He used to be Jim's student. Once Jim was in Germany for clinics and gigs and stuff, and then Klaus asked, "What kind of cymbals do you want?" And Jim told him, "If you have a very good 18-inch cymbal, you don't need anything else." And Klaus never forgot that, and he decided when Sabian approached him to develop a cymbal, that was his immediate thought, an amazing 18-inch ride cymbal. And for many, many years, that's all they had, the 18-inch ride cymbal. Now they also have the 20-inch cymbal. But 2014, I was in Frankfurt at the big music fair that they have there, and Klaus was there playing, and I had never heard of this cymbal. But when he started playing, I was like, "Oh my God, what is this?" And so I went to the Sabian booth after and looked at the cymbal, and he said, "This is the one I'm playing." I said, "Wow, I have to have this one." And this one has another advantage, which is I play open-handed. I have a right cymbal on the right and a right cymbal on the left. So it is perfect being 18 inches because it doesn't take much space on the left, because usually on the left you have the hi-hat and on my case I have another floor tom and stuff. So this is amazing and it sounds great. A very crisp sound, and you can even crash a little bit on it. A couple of years ago, I played a gig where, because of space on stage, I could only have one cymbal. Obviously, this was the one I took, and didn't miss any other cymbal. It was amazing. So, Garage Ride, age 8, 18-inch. Now, that cymbal I told you about from Brazil, from a Brazilian brand, Crest, is a B8 medium ride, 20 inches. Has a great ping. And a great bell. I have this cymbal for almost 20 years now. I had a deal with Crest back in the day when I was living in Brazil, when I went back from the US to Brazil. And it is a great cymbal, played, especially playing live, but depending on the kind of sound I want, even in the recording I've done many recordings, many gigs, never heard a complaint. Very good cymbal, Crest, medium, 20-inch ride. Now, this is my newest acquisition. It's a Christmas present. It's a Sabian HHX 21-inch Fierce Ride. It's an amazing cymbal. Has a nice bell sound. Very deep, a lot of body, and I love bell sounds. I have to confess, most of the time I use, when I'm playing rock, obviously, that I'm gonna use a right cymbal, it's the bell, because I like the crispness. But this is different from the other driver cymbals I have. If you need a little bit of a more wash, it does the job. You know, it's not exactly what I prefer, but you know, sometimes you're playing some kind of music, especially if it's a three-piece instrumental, you know, with guitar, bass, and drums, that you need a little bit more sound to fill all the holes. So, great one. Very happy with this purchase. This is a very interesting cymbal. This is a Volt V-Ride 20 inches Sabian, obviously. Obviously, great bell sound, because whenever I see a right cymbal that I think I might like it, first thing is I play is the bell. But this one has a very interesting sound because it's unlathed at the bottom. Here's the hole. So it has a mix of dry and not so dry. It's funny because it seems that it wants to last, but then because of not being lathed at the bottom, it dries out a little bit. So it's a great right cymbal. And always, it depends on the kind of music you want to play. Sometimes this is the cymbal you need. Sometimes it's the cymbal that you don't want. That's why I have 8. It's good to have options. This is another great cymbal. Well, you know, let's be honest. If I didn't think they were great, I wouldn't buy them. So this is another great cymbal. It's a signature Encore ride, 21 inch. And this one has a little bit of the dryness I like. Has the bell. But if you're playing classic rock, let's say Led Zeppelin, it's a great crash. So if you have those big drums, the big sound, and you're playing, not as a crash, but if you crash on it, has an amazing sound. I have a friend who has one of them, and he plays with a rock blues guitarist, and this is the cymbal he has. He has a crash and this one, and that's it. He's done. This is a heavy cymbal, as in weight. It's the almighty Sabian Paragon ride, 22 inches. The Paragon line was developed by the legend Neil-Peart. Yes, amazing bell, just the way I like it. And to be honest, this is one of the most versatile cymbals I have. You can play rock, you can play blues, and you can play pop, which, you know, in a nutshell, it's basically what Rush did, right? It's a great cymbal. I use a lot, especially here, because I don't need to carry anywhere. It's so heavy. It's a heavy cymbal, but it's worth it. It's really good. And to end, with the exception of the first two cymbals, no particular order, this AAX Sabian Stage Ride 20 inches. And as the name says, it's amazing for stage. Yeah, nice bell. It's a cymbal for loud gigs, you know? If you're playing a loud gig and sometimes it happens there aren't enough microphones for the drum kit, if you take this cymbal, you're sorted, you know? Nobody will say, I didn't hear it. It's an amazing, and on the stage, it's, you know, and even sometimes I played a gig, which was a kind of a medium-sized venue. They had microphones for the kit, but they didn't have microphones for the cymbals. And this ride cymbal cut through like a knife in hot butter. It was really amazing. Well, these are my cymbals. These are the sounds I like. By no means they're the cymbals you need to have. You need to find your sound. If you haven't found your sound yet, you need to find your sound. Okay? But I'm pretty happy, and as I said before, I might be happier buying some other cymbals and then do another video about them. That's it for this video. Now enjoy me doing a little improv on all my ride cymbals. See you next time. Bye.